G'day, I'm Jason. Welcome back to Streetcar Culture's YouTube channel. I'm here at the Trafalgar Holden Museum, and I've been lucky enough to have Geoff come down, and he's going to give us all a bit of a guided tour and show us the history of Holden before motor vehicles up until, unfortunately, their demise, I guess.
Yes, 2017, unfortunately.
Yeah, so hope you enjoy it. Something a bit different for you all. And,
this starts off with a replica of the shop that Holden started off in Adelaide.
okay. Oh, so it's actually a replica of it?
Yeah, replica, yes.
Yep.
At the front there you'll see a big picture of all the workers out the front.
Yep.
Yes. And it just follows around all the different shops they had in Adelaide.
Okay.
And they moved about. And all the different products they sold. When he first came to Australia, he was 16-year-old. He was his father back in England was a saddler, so he knew the trade well. So when he came here, that's what he went straight into. And there was also another partner, Frost, who was Holden and Frost for quite a few years.
Okay.
And little Frost actually passed away, and then his son came into the business.
Cool.
So all these shop fronts are all just replicas of different shops they had in Adelaide at the time. A lot of these things they didn't make, but they imported from England and sold them.
Yeah. Yeah, to be honest, it's probably a bit naive of me, but I didn't even know that all this was pre-Holden, by Holden.
Yeah. Yes. It's quite an interesting
I was
story.
reading this before, and it's like even imported like sporting goods and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, it's interesting, eh?
Yeah. This is an actual jigger that Holden made. The farmer actually bought for his wife and daughter to go to church on Sunday, but then the motor vehicle came along and it was never got used.
So this is an actual one?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So that's where they started doing things with wheels.
Yeah. Basically, yes.
Ah, cool.
War ambulance.
Yeah.
Can't imagine being towed around in that.
Imagine being like unfortunately injured and
Yes.
hitting every single bump.
That's right. Is it either drawn by a horse or the soldiers themselves towed it? So, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
When Holden got involved in vehicles, back in the 20s and 30s, the Australian government put a tariff on the cars because so many been imported from England and America into Australia. They put a tariff on them. So what they did, they brought the chassis out, and Holden built the bodies and the seats and everything put in them. And as you can see around the wall, all the different stages they went through to make the bodies. And all in that cabinet there, they're all the vehicles that Holden bodied back in the day.
Okay. So they're pretty much like a coach builder at the start.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's always a little telltale sign with Holden when they bodied something. They've always got the little emblem in behind it. So you'll see a little Holden emblem lying in there. And if the kids are playing up, you can put them in the back. You wouldn't hear them back out there. A lot of blokes say no, we put the mother-in-law in there as well. Beginning of the Second World War, that Holden became involved in military. Actually made a 2-pound gun, a 6-pound gun, and a 25-pound gun that's sitting behind you there. Which, when it's ready to fire, the wheels roll back onto that round plate. That drops down on the ground, locks into the ground. The whole thing locks into place, and then it's ready to fire.
So we recently went to the Artillery Museum in Cairns.
Yeah.
And I reckon that they had one of these on
Yeah,
display.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's quite interesting.
Just find where the actually Holden put the emblem on this. On the other side.
Also, they still had an emblem on. The
Oh yeah,
military
they
stuff.
put them. in there, they'll have G&H. Emblem there, that is stamped on the actual barrel. It's very hard to see, so we decided one of our volunteers kindly made that up for us, so people can see what it was. Look very close, you can see it.
It's a bit rusty, it's probably it's years.
But the military wouldn't take that gun unless it had that stamp on the barrel.
Really?
And the GR, that's King George VI. That's what that means. And that's the same in the Adelaide factory.
Yep.
And this one here, that's an anti-aircraft gun.
Doesn't look very anti-aircraft.
Now the wooden boat out the back there, we'll show later,
Yep.
actually that got bolted down in the back of it. So if they come under fire, at least they had something to fire back at them.
Yeah, okay.
So, to get these into the jungle during the war, they were too big to drop in.
Okay.
So what they did, they cut them behind the cab, straight through there, in two halves, and then they could drop the two halves into the jungle, and then they got bolted back together once they got it in there.
Ah, so they just bolted back together.
Yeah, it's all bolted back somehow. I don't know how they did it.
Yeah, they would have just made a plate or something.
Yeah. It's incredible the things they came up with.
So when I've a diesel mech by trade, and during my apprenticeship, I worked as a civvy for the army, and all we did was Unimogs and G-Wagons.
Yeah.
So I got a little bit of sort of knowledge on the big stuff, but not as old as this.
No.
Obviously.
Today they started making kitchen appliances. From your fridge, your stove, dishwasher, washing machine.
Trying to diversify the brand.
Yeah.
Some of that extra money coming in as appliances coming into the world.
But these were only made in the Dandenong branch.
Really?
Yeah, only there, and that was it.
They're probably still working today.
No, that's all shut down.
No, the appliances.
Oh, yeah.
They look quite tough and bulky.
Yeah, it's all, your blokes will come in, oh yeah, I got one of them in my shed, my bigger fridge is still working fine.
So were they quite big in the appliance world back then? Or was it like pretty scarce?
No, it was pretty big.
Okay. And that was the brand that they went under?
Yeah, Frigidaire. They were around.
I have seen that brand before.
Actually, during the Second World War, they made big fridges.
Okay.
Mobile fridges for the war.
Okay.
Keep all the meat cooler and that sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one isn't actually FX. There is a difference.
Yep.
The first ones were a 48-215, but when they changed the front end to cross, that's where the X came in. That's how they changed it from a 48-215 to an FX. We'll show an original one out the back.
Okay. I would imagine many FXs were made, were they?
Yes, quite a few. It took them 5 years to basically fill the orders.
Yep.
And
Extremely popular.
yeah, and everything was basically hand. There was no machines and that in those days, so it was all hand done.
Yep.
And someone told me they made 140 changes from the first one to by the time they got to the FJ.
Okay. Well, there you go.
In the FG,
Yep.
but never went in production. It was in between the X and FJ.
So there wasn't never an official one there?
No,
No.
that's what's wrong.
Never official one there.
No,
Is there any documentation and photos?
I've got a photo of it. Yeah.
Any different?
No, not really. It's basically the same. Yeah.
I actually quite like that grill over that grill. I don't know. Both have their places.
Yeah. And the little pedal car that is made.
Also by Holden.
That's actually a girl's one.
Okay.
Boys has got an extra bit on the back, like a boot. Put all his tools in it.
And that was the same era as these?
Yes.
So in the dealership they would offer that kind of thing as well?
Yeah.
Oh.
And one of those, it cost you about 2 years wages.
Yeah.
Roughly worked out. Yeah, this was the upmarket one, this one.
Yeah.
It actually came with a radio and a heater. The radio cost you an extra £12.
You can see, you reckon they've taken the styling up to 55 for this one?
Yeah, there's too much American influence in there.
Because it's 56, 58, yeah. It seems really close, don't they?
Yeah. Still beautiful looking cars.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're FD for sure.
It's really sort of the 56 shares in there, these two.
Yeah. Yeah, the grille
Yeah.
screams that to me.
And like the bonnet mounts, they're illegal now.
Are they?
Yeah, if you hit a pedestrian, that's the first thing that's going to just rip to pieces.
I've never actually thought about that one.
Yeah.
Why you actually bonnet ornaments and stuff.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you own this car, you're still allowed to
Oh,
ride
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Just like these don't have seatbelts, do they?
No, that's right. Yeah.
So you can drive it around everywhere. There was no OHMS back then, mate.
Well,
Not like now.
actually, exactly called the grey motor.
Yep.
It's one of those.
So straight six. So this is where they stopped it. Was the grey motor the one for? Were they 1.4 something?
Yeah.
149 something? 145?
3.8. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, it was all the way through to this one.
Yep.
The EH, that was the first red motor.
Okay. So that's a 186.
No, it's only 149.
Oh, so the first red motor was a 149.
Yeah.
Okay. And they keep red up to 186 or 202.
Yeah.
That worked. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the EH was the first one they raced at Bathurst.
Yep.
Straight onto the assembly line.
Yep.
Straight onto the racetrack. No.
How it's meant to be done.
Incredible.
Yeah.
You watch some of the old movies and you think, oh, wow. It's incredible.
I've never been a V8 supercar type guy myself, but I do enjoy watching clips from the old days where they had the mixed brands and stuff, and all different classes and everyone zooming around. And the car that they had was very close to the production car. This is what I guess we call the ugly duckling.
Yes, not all people like it, but yeah.
But when you see him like this, they look quite good.
Yeah. It's quite an upmarket one, this one, with 11 seats. And,
Okay.
yeah.
So the HD is the last of that shape?
Yeah, mate. Oh, HR.
Yeah. Yep.
They went to the Kingswood.
Yep. I'll own a HR or EH any day.
Yeah.
Yes, we've got the HR Holden. And you're saying that was the last shape?
Yeah, last of the squarish.
Yeah.
And then they went to the HK.
So they learned their lesson from that.
Yeah.
And they sort of... Isn't it funny, in all different series, there's always usually one odd one.
Yep. Yeah, the ugly duckling somewhere. Yeah.
Beautiful HK.
Yeah. This would have to be my favourite at the time, the old Brougham.
Yep.
Absolutely beautiful car.
They were just a pure luxury type,
Right.
executive type car, weren't they?
Exactly. Yeah.
I always like them for their rear end.
Yeah.
They're a bit longer and a bit different. And it cost a pretty penny.
Yeah, back in the day.
Did they all have this lower?
Yeah. $4,000.
It's a house, isn't it?
Basically, that then, yeah. Good deposit for that.
Yeah, you got some bloody nice cars on display.
Yeah, I look good.
So I've ever since I was like a young tacker, probably like yourself, I've always built cars. And out of all the cars I've built, I had a HQ. This was probably mid 2000s. I had a HQ I built, just a plain Jane POV pack, as they called it, but it was red with the black interior.
All right.
Had hubcaps on it and everything. And out of all the cars I had like RX3s, I had old Fords like XBs and stuff, GSs. This got the most thumbs up. And wherever I took it, and it had a 6-cylinder hubcaps, but everyone would always be like, the HQ.
Yes. It's a very popular car.
Yeah. What do you reckon about this shape?
Not a real big fan.
No. So I noticed this one we were walking around before, and I saw it had the combos on it. And I thought, what's the story behind this one? Looks a bit hotted up.
Just a little bit. Yes. So what? It's got a V8 in it, I'm not sure.
It's got 253 in it.
253.
So this one's someone else's car that's on display?
Yeah.
I like the old, they used to call them the old brake cookers. The old auto drive. So is this one a rigid ditch or a...
Yes, yeah. Is it same? Yeah.
Oh yeah, a real one.
Bird dart on the back.
What was that?
The bird dart on the back, like a walking shore.
Yeah, I was going to say, like a walking shore, we're about to go fast. You know what though, that, like even though it's a small one, it's a bit tacky, it actually suits it all.
Yeah.
That do look good. This one's got this sort of big wheels and stuff, that looks quite nice.
It does, yes.
What area is your favourite?
Mine?
Yeah.
Jeez.
What's
The
what
XU ones was pretty.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say no to this one. Walking shore.
This is a quite sort of a rare car in its own right, isn't it?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
The GTSR.
Very nice machine.
So there's not many of these made. Oh, I don't think there actually was many. Number built 300. Yeah. So not many at all. I remember when these came out, everyone just wanted one and they went for an absolute packet.
Yeah.
It was almost like, besides obviously correct me if I'm wrong, but like the VF series, this is almost like the sort of last real muscle car in type of modern classic.
This one here.
I thought this is not a Holden, but it has some connection to it.
Yes. Well, actually, Sir Lawrence Hartman.
Okay.
He was the general manager of Holden back during the war years. In the late 30s he came. He was an Englishman. He went to America, got involved with GM, and then Holden were in dire straits here. And they sent him out here, either fix it or get rid of it, just shut it down. So he came out and he got it up and running and whatnot, stood on a few toes, but along
that's
the way.
his business, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. And he was a lot behind the FX, or 48, 215 I should say, at that time. And,
So was there many of these sold?
no, he imported these.
I've never seen one in the flesh.
No, we're actually getting one. He did make a car after he left Holden. We're actually getting it.
Yep.
It's in Melbourne somewhere at the moment. We're just waiting for it to be delivered.
Yep.
It's what he called the people's car. It's terrible, you know.
Is it really?
It's part of the story. So.
Is it a sedan or a two or?
I actually haven't seen one. But I don't know what it looks like. So. And this lovely thing here. This used to run bootlegging between Mildura and Echuca. It was specially built to outrun the cops. Cops had nothing to catch it. Went over to see, he's got all souped up and everything, brought back. I think in the late 60s they actually caught it. They crushed it and dumped it in a creek. And it lay there for quite a number of years. And then somebody's pulled it out and restored it back to where it
So
was.
this is a car that was crushed in the creek?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And somebody's brought it back.
Please tell me someone took a photo of it crushed. Like in a creek?
Yeah, it would be interesting to see.
Oh, that's amazing how they're able to build it. So when you say bootleg, you mean like the old...
Illegal alcohol.
Yeah, the old moonshine runs?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. They say it'll do 140 mile an hour, but I don't think I'd like to try it.
That's bloody good. No wonder they were used to that back then. Still the old crate strap?
Yeah.
No starter motor that way. Imagine being in a rush with your moonshine trying to crank.
Oh, yeah.
Take off.
That's it, exactly.
So when people think like Holden muscle, this is probably the sort of stuff they think about.
That's probably,
It's Alden So this one here, I haven't read the thing, but go by the look of it, I assume it's the 6-pack, the straight 6 Monaro.
It's 253 in that one.
They did do 6-cylinder Monaros, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Yes.
Yeah.
186s.
Yeah. I know they're probably not they're not a muscle car, but that's be quite rare, wouldn't it? A 6-cylinder Monaro. There I would have converted it. The old GTS. What's that, sorry?
This shape's a lot better.
Yeah, you like the modern?
It's more muscly. Actually, Gary Rogers' racing team, he's quite kindly displayed his vehicles here for us.
But both of these have seen the track and...
Yeah, it's actually Rock actually driven this one here.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so how long have you had these?
Oh, yeah. Month and a half now, I think, yeah.
Okay. They're brain stakers.
Yeah. Well, he's going to bring his yellow Monaro that done the 24-hour endurance race at Bathurst.
Yep.
That's coming down. Hopefully very soon.
I don't even think, how do you get them in?
It's not...
Is there a roller door somewhere?
Yeah, it's doors in. But yeah, the boys don't like it when somebody says, "Oh, I want to get my car out." It's a lot of work. Yeah. Yes.
Did they fire them up to bring them in at least?
So I got 2 years too late.
Oh.
I knew they were coming on. I'd come over and just push them into place. And I was like, okay. It would have been nice to hear them run.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah.
Chewy.
Yeah. And these are all someone's private collection. It's all bonnet emblems. So if you went and bought a new car and you didn't like that emblem on that bonnet, you can have one of these made up.
They would make it up for you?
Yeah, make it up for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they would just have, let's, for argument's sake, say 10 or 15 in a catalogue or something, and then you could just choose one?
Yeah, whatever you wanted, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See, that's why it's good to get a tour, a guided tour, because I would have never thought that.
Frankie J. Holden had a whole 55. This is actually his FJ.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just had a phone call. Mafra rang up and said they're having a celebrities car show. Next up, I rang up and asked if Frankie would be interested in taking his up there. So.
Yeah, so you got some special cars here then?
Yeah. It's all Peter Bock stuff.
Yeah. When we went up to Bob's shed, it was just full of all these type models. Yeah. Unbelievable.
People make money for it too. It's unbelievable.
And he's still collecting. And it's just like he's, an older fella. Just still adding and adding.
It's actually what I call kids' room. They can actually press buttons in here.
The interactive room. Yeah, so you just obviously got some subframes and stuff.
Yeah,
more modern stuff.
Show you how it all works.
And I mean, like, this is simple, just having a subframe, but unless you build them or something, you don't really see them like this.
No, that's right, exactly.
Especially like more modern stuff.
Yeah.
Like a VF. Yes. Yeah. This one's, tell me what brings the wheels up and down.
You don't see it. You drive along, you don't see it.
No, you don't. That subframe, what was that subframe? That looks like it's out of the VX here.
Yeah.
So I was just looking at this. I think most people would be interested in this.
Yes.
Surprised you haven't got someone that's come with little prongs to take it out.
Yes.
Because these, even though this is a VX, the VT to say VX is like super popular now.
Yeah.
With the younger folk.
That's right.
Because they're really affordable, they're still a Holden, and they're really customisable.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got the real fake Calais wood grain. How do they do that? Is that just printed in like a lacquer or something? Yeah. It's not real wood, obviously.
No.
It's vinyl, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe. But these sort of eras like the future classics in the next 10 years, aren't
Oh,
they?
yeah, for sure. Yes. All the rest of them are.
So yeah, that's the actual car he built.
Yeah. This one and the FX, they took up to Bathurst this year.
Yep.
Oh, last year, I should say. Yes. The gentleman that owned this one, this was his pride and joy. He won a lot of awards with this vehicle. He came here for a visit one day. He loved the place so much, he said, if I ever die, he wrote his will, it's to come here.
Wow. And people like us to enjoy it,
that's
film
what
it
he
and
took,
show
yeah.
it to everyone.
He wanted everyone to enjoy it.
Wow. Oh, it's good to see it here then.
Yeah.
Good story behind it.
Yeah, it is. Yes.
And the other thing too is you get tired of the older builds because you never see the Holden blocks anymore. It's all LS1.
Yeah.
You never see 304s and stuff done up. So how long has that been here then? How long, unfortunately, did he pass away?
Well, I've been here over 2 years now. I was here when I came. So.
Yeah. So all these cars, do they, like, obviously you randomly get started up?
Yeah, yes.
Idle and stuff?
Yeah.
This one will have a nice little wine to it.
Yeah, the mechanic comes in at night and starts them up.
Oh, okay.
You can still smell the fumes of the wine when you come in.
This is when they ventured into utes?
Yes.
Which became the sort of
The story was...
the big Aussie ute.
Yeah. The story was a farmer went to the bank to get a loan for a new vehicle for his wife to go to church. And the bank said, and the manager said, no, I can't give it to you. And I said, why not? He said, oh, it's not for the farm. It was for the farm, you can do it. So anyway, he went away. And I think it's in Sir Lawrence Hartman's book, he talks about it. And he went back and designed a ute. And yeah, farmer got his money, he got his ute. So his wife could go to church on Sunday and he could take the pigs to market on. Yeah, it was a win all round.
I'll have to get you a ute, Claire.
You don't have a farm.
Oh, we'll get a farm.
So that's actually a great ladder. Quite simple, not much to them.
I've played a little bit with them.
Yeah.
I had an old Kingswood. Put twin carbs on it and it ran like absolute crap. So we went back to the single carb.
Yeah.
So all these, they obviously they've been, were these ex-display or something?
Yeah, all display motors at G&H. Yeah. Fisherman's Bend.
Yeah, okay. Oh, so that's where they've come from?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of stuff came from there once they shut down.
Yeah, that would have been a gold mine in there. Imagine the stuff we just use and sit in the back, file cabinet or something.
Yes. Now this is the Holden Heritage Collection. This still belongs to them. These first four vehicles are actually the first model of the line.
Number one. Quite lucky to have it down here.
Very lucky.
Would have been a fitting more to get these on display.
Yes.
Get a close up of the gaps, Claire, then you'll know what day it was built. Just put it on the Monday, just put it on the Friday.
Some license about so easy. Yeah, on a Monday, toasted.
So even that one is number one.
Yeah. Showing that one.
I appreciate, like I'm more old school, but I appreciate everything, and even the newer stuff. They had some nice styling.
Oh, they have, yes. Yes. So, what happened with this one was...
Yeah, tell us the story of this one, because this one has it's a VL.
Yeah.
That's been it's a convertible VL which they never made from factory, I don't believe, but you may be telling me different. With old 14-inch Chev wheels. Really, really interesting looking car.
Yes, it was an apprentice's project.
Okay.
They had to design and build a car, and this is what they came up with. I think they should go back and try again. I personally, but anyway.
You know what though? I think if they change the wheels, like yes, it's still convertible and it's still got the kit, but if they change the wheels, it'll look a lot better. Put some modern wheels on it.
Yeah.
But in its own right, it's still a good little thing, I guess.
Yeah.
So what era are we talking? Like we're talking 90s? Yeah. Looks very nice.
Late 80s.
What do you reckon, Clay? You like a convertible on a BL?
It's alright.
We'll build you a convertible BT line.
This is the last one I wrote there.
We'll start there.
Sorry.
You're admiring the VL.
Well, this was the final Holden Monaro. It's auctioned off.
So this is the actual last one off the line?
That's right, yep. And it was auctioned off, and Holden bought it back again, and the money went to the County Council.
Yeah.
Which is,
And then that's on display here.
yeah.
I've always loved this colour.
Yeah.
Even the BZs that had this colour as well. I would get one of these newer Monaros, but they're sort of sharp in price, and then now they're sliding to come slowly back down, depending what they are.
Yeah, we were talking the other day about the prices are coming down. But
They are.
But things will start creeping back up now. I think COVID's over and out of the way. And
It's interesting time because of obviously COVID, so that shot through everything because everyone had disposable income somehow.
Yeah.
Whether it's they took the super out and stuff. And then now that the COVID's over, you've got interest rates coming up, blah, blah, blah. And then so you see them coming right down to, not as cheap as they were pre, but definitely more respectable.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm seeing stuff that, stuff in $70,000, $80,000 during COVID, maybe 40s, 50s. So, because my dream car is an XT GT.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that keeps shooting up. I'm never going to be able to afford one. If it comes down to 60 or 70, that's actually doable.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Like if I really wanted it. I'll have to build a replica.
Yeah, that's a way to go. So, now this little beauty here was specially built. Take over to Germany. The circuit in Germany.
Yeah.
Holden did hold the record for it, and then the Germans broke it, so they built this beauty to get it back.
Yeah.
But Holden shut down before she got there.
Oh, so never actually got to do it.
Got there. I think it's done a few laps of Lang Lang.
Yeah.
Grooming around.
I'm surprised no one's taken it there to see what it does. Is that like privately?
Can't be registered.
Right?
Can't be registered.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Full race car.
Yeah.
Are you talking the Nürburgring track?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Never remember it.
Yeah, to hold it. So they did hold the record?
Yeah, apparently so, yeah. I've been informed that Sister's coming. There's another one. The one that actually did over there.
Oh, okay.
That's in the works of coming here as well now.
No wonder you need more room.
Yeah. Yeah. In San Andrew, off beyond that.
Yep. It looks quite interesting. I reckon I've seen this in magazines and stuff throughout the years.
Yeah. Now, they built this, took Bathurst, done a lap of Bathurst. Oh, what are we going to do with it now? Well, I'll take it the whole years and they can go after it.
No, it's just a promo.
Yeah, that's all.
Because I know I've seen those stadiums with the canopies on the back.
Yeah.
Official
Yeah.
They do a little run on it. But they're not pedal there. They'll be different, but yeah. So one lap and then now it's just a...
Yeah, that was it.
Maybe the seats will have the pattern and everything.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The vehicle.
Oh, the PS will be here.
For you.
Oh, maybe. I forgot.
It's so confusing.
Oh, they look the same.
Yeah. This is what we concept cars.
Yeah.
These are all Holden designed and GM actually built. And they apparently built 5 of these.
Holden designed and GM built.
Yeah.
They're not a Camaro.
They built 5 of these and they couldn't pass the Australian standards, crash tests, so GM said that's it, scrap it. Don't make any more.
Oh, so they could have been at least here.
Yeah, it couldn't be, yeah.
So all the ones we see here are pretty much imported.
Yeah.
Good old Colorado. Looks a bit beefy for a Colorado.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
You know, one that caught my eye, obviously the size of this one here, is this one.
Yeah.
Looks like a little Japanese kid.
Yeah, well,
car.
I think Suzuki took that model.
Yeah.
Design and ran with it.
So this was like the cruise before the cruise or something?
And there's, that's a cruise.
Yeah.
This one here, Suzuki. This one.
Yeah. I don't know, there's something. I'd actually have that as a band in a weird way.
Yeah.
And I think I was telling you earlier that this is an original clay model.
Yes.
From, you're saying it's from like an original, but I've never seen a clay car.
These tail lights. Adjust.
So is that just so they can muck around?
Yeah, get all the.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Changing dimensions and that sort of thing.
So this came from Lakeland?
No, actually these were over in a museum in Shepparton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was 12 cars over there that they had.
Yep.
So we didn't want any more, and we got 8 of them, and the other 4 went to Burwood in South Australia.
Yeah. Another collection.
Yeah.
So these ones, I always thought these, because I've heard through the grapevine, these were the last Commodore.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't realise they were designed still in Australia. I thought they were a European Commodore, but they sort of...
Yeah, they were built over there.
They were built over there,
Yeah.
but they were designed here.
Yeah.
That's where the confusion
Yeah.
comes in. Okay. So they're still Australian design,
Yes.
but built in Europe.
Yeah.
And that's why you hear the people here say that, oh, they're not a real Commodore type
Yeah,
thing.
that's right, yeah.
Okay. I don't know, they're not as bad as you think.
Oh, I've got one, actually.
Was there any, was there a HSD variant on it? Yeah, are they a good car then if you've got one?
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah,
I'm quite happy with it. Yeah, it goes well. And that beauty up there, the effigy,
Yeah.
that's over in Burwood. We were hoping that's going to come.
Really?
We want to get a new building out the back. That'll come for a while. That is. I haven't seen that in real life yet. So
I don't think I have either.
it's one beautiful machine.
It looks it anyway.
Yeah. Or something like that. They can always come back to this and jiggle around and find out what the problem is. So I think apparently they sent it down the line and then they could make the adjustments along the line.
Because this was like everything's precise how it should be.
Yeah.
There's just so much going on, isn't there?
It is. It's incredible.
Like when you see the M5, you don't realise that all this obviously goes through all this process.
Yeah.
It doesn't, is that a sticker or is that actually paint? Maybe it's a stick of it still. That'd be very Just like, remember the old days when everyone used to go that chameleon paint?
Yeah.
The truck, the show cars and stuff? Maybe it's got that. Never that. Never get into the boat.
That's actually got a Holden motor on it.
Yeah. I was wondering what else. Yeah. Yeah, I was, when I did a walk around the car, I was wondering, oh, like, is that meant to be here? And obviously it is.
Yeah.
People, back in the day, people whacked those 186s and everything.
Oh,
Bedfords,
yeah. Yeah, they're
camper vans and whatever it fit.
workhorse and half those, yeah.
Let's keep going, don't they?
Yeah. It's like the old grey motors, you couldn't kill them.
Well, we're getting VIP access, are we?
Yeah, I'll go with this.
This is a real special stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a proper 48.
Okay. That's what you told us before.
Door locks on the left hand side on the first ones. Normally used to be on the driver's side, but they put it on the left side. And the back door lock. That's where your lock was for your back door. You can imagine the complaints I got about that one.
That's really beautiful. And then this one is
Yeah, it's a
beautiful colour.
panel van. Yes. see it in the old days.
That's just handmade, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, they reckon so many times doors wouldn't match up. So
Yeah.
they'd have to go and try the next one.
They keep it locked up because of the floor. So what era was this workshop would have been?
Oh, jeez.
Well, we're talking sort of 40s to 60s type era.
Yeah, probably would have been. Yeah.
That's what I sort of get the gist of.
Yeah.
So they just bought out the workshop and put all some stuff here, or?
Oh, it's just. I think it got knocked down years ago.
Yeah.
Years ago, it used to be a bend in the road. So that picture there.
Yeah.
And the traffic used to be a bend.
Yeah.
This garage is just on that left-hand corner there. And when they straightened the road, that all got knocked out.
What's really interesting is the old lift.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wonder how safe those old lifts were.
Yeah.
And you don't see these much, but you also don't see people using the old lift for sure much. To make panels.
That's it. Yeah.
You don't see many of these. I don't know if I've ever seen one. But I'm not. I would have not of the era. I would have had to use one. So this is a real ambulance.
Yeah.
So how did they? It's interesting that is it converted from a sedan? It looks, or a station or something. That's
Well,
what
it was
sort
a
of
panel van, but I think they've
extended it.
they chopped it out and put a door in. There's one more I know, like in Queensland, they rang up and wanted photos of it, so they're
They can build it.
Yeah, they're restoring one.
Is that a real panel van? Oh, did they make a panel van of these?
Yeah.
Did they?
Yes. We did have one.
I thought these only came used.
Yeah, someone could converted utes into panel vans. It was his sideline, but this was actually factory one. This one.
So factory VZ panel van. I know this is probably odd why I think like this, but whenever I see this front end, I instantly think of running on empty. You know, the guys that tried to run the XY in their sedan. This is be quite popular, the old Chevy still.
Yeah.
They've seen the original often. This is what you're referring to before. This is a bird bath.
Yeah.
Yeah, how were they? How did the public take it when they first came in?
Oh, I think everyone liked them. But I mean, the condition this was in when it came in.
Oh, this particular time, yeah.
I've done a lot of work polishing it up.
So it's a real walk and talk?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a local bloke who owns it. His grandfather had it and passed away and left it to him.
Oh, so it's like be sitting in the shed type thing and just a bit dirty. Well, you got it looking pretty half decent, haven't you?
Yeah. For sure. Ranch. It was only made there. That's another part of the GM family. GM actually bought them out back in the 30s.
Oh, there you go. Vauxhalls, you either love them or you hate them, don't you?
Yeah.
Vauxhall. There we are.
statesman fan.
Nah, but even like these were pretty different for a statesman.
Yeah.
Especially their rear end.
Yes.
When I did a walkthrough before I declared, Yep.
It was only built for New Zealand.
Oh, hang on, now I get it. I had to look at that for a second.
Get you a bit, doesn't it?
I just, when I walked in here, I just assumed it was the same. So New Zealand got that factory as a factory Commodore. I wonder why they decided to change the front.
I don't know. And all the pollution you don't have.
Oh, what's that?
All the pollution stuff.
Oh, so it's even more again. Oh. So Holden built it like this and exported it.
Oh, it might have been built over there, I think. They had a factory in New Zealand. It's a whole different setup.
Yeah, so what motor's in this? Like a little V6 still? But different, looks way different.
Yeah. Sold, isn't it?
Very old. But I know Holden did these little quirky things like when they sent the old, was it VBs or VCs or something overseas? Even later maybe they had the straight falls or something in it.
Yeah.
Starfire or whatever they were. Can't believe this is factory with that front end. Like obviously people might want to put them on, but I didn't know they actually built something. Like, look at the back.
Here you go. Yeah.
Do you want to take this?
Ah, sweet. So they look exactly the same besides the front. It was the Royale.
Sold exclusive, yeah, in New Zealand.
Is it for hire?
No.
It'll take 3 weeks to get it out.
Yeah. Plus, and then you got insurance.
Yeah, of course.
So our director said, "Oh, you can drive it." So I can drive that bucket. He wasn't impressed.
So this was converted by a coach builder, or was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you would. I don't think they would have done a picture.
No. It was like right up here. So it used to be right up.
They've done a good job though.
Yeah. That picture up there. It's funny. A guy came in one day. He was looking around, racing back, and he goes, "That picture in the back shed." I said, "I do." He says, "I'm in it." I said, "What?" You know, I came back up with him, he pointed himself out and he goes, "How'd you get that?" He said, "Hey, the workers got them." Oh, days and means, mate.
These things are popular at the moment.
I didn't like them when they came out.
The old VM executive. So this was, what was this colour? This was Bill's car, which also,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is. He's waiting for us to check out his car.
Yeah.
Is it for sale, Bill?
Real thing, mate.
Is it for sale?
What was that?
Is it for sale?
I give it to him.
Huh?
I give it to him.
No, is the car for sale? Outside the museum.
Oh. I just like it. It's safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have history.
Yeah.
Burn out.
Yeah. That's it.
Boy, that's the car.
So I initially thought that this was a cop car, but the VCs, they were blue, weren't they?
Knows the
The SA?
New Zealand one, mate.
So I think that,
Cheers, mate. Did you know there's a New Zealand one up there?
Which one?
Ah, I see that many people, they have a look at their cars.
What is it?
It blew my mind up there.
New Zealand one?
So these VCs actually came out in yellow, didn't they?
Yeah.
I just assumed it was a cop car, but yeah.
Yeah, we tried to get the last Holden Pyro Control
Yeah.
cop car
Yeah.
with everything still on it.
Yeah.
Oh, we tried everything.
And they wouldn't do it.
No,
So what did they do? Take everything out and
strip it.
sell it as a normal car?
Yeah.
I wonder why though, because it's weird politics sometimes.
It is, yeah. We tried everywhere you could, but no, it wasn't going to happen. I think being the last one, and
You think so? Like,
come on, it's history.
yeah. Even if you like leave it, if they go with stickers and stuff on it, and just like you're not allowed to use it on the road or something.
That's right, just chain it up so nobody can get hold of it, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's sad.
It is, because it's like, so like yourself and myself, we grew up still with Holden,
Yeah, that's
but
right.
in 30 years' time, they're not going to even know Holden existed, and then like we see a highway patrol obviously, but like
Yeah.
they would have literally never seen one,
That's
and
it.
you won't be able to show them one,
No,
only through pictures.
yeah. Yes, very sad. Workshop is there.
Yeah, I had a quick look at it, I saw that. A nice old girl.
Beautiful boat.
Yeah, there's a story behind this one. It looks really war-worthy.
Yes. Yeah, it was built during the war. Big ships couldn't get in close enough to the island, so they loaded everything onto these and then could
Is
go in.
the purpose of it? Okay.
And also it'd bring the wounded troops and that out, that sort of thing.
So this is the real deal?
Yeah, the real one, yeah. This was found down in East Gippsland in the bush. Dumped.
Really?
Yeah,
Just on like a random property?
yeah. After the war, they
Yeah.
sold them off to the fishermen when they, after
Yeah.
the war sort of thing.
Yeah.
And, I don't like to admit it, but Ford built them too.
Also, they shared the contract.
Yeah, that's actually across the motor.
Yeah.
Holden did make it though. 3-cylinder diesel. It wasn't very successful.
Yep. So they built the frame for this?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they just obviously imported the motor or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, you see the little plant up there? You see that?
Actually, when they got it, we didn't have the wheel.
Yeah.
Our director was down at Port
I was
Melbourne.
going to say, how'd you find the original wheel?
He was down at Port Melbourne one day and one of these boats sitting there at the dock. Went to the bloke and said, "Oh, do you mind if I borrow your wheel?" I told him who he was and what he was all about. He goes, "Oh yeah, no worries." Took it away, got it one made up.
Oh, so he copied it?
Yeah, they just took it to a foundry and they did the rest.
Surprising you try to find the original one.
That gun I was saying, that bolted back in the back into somewhere.
Yep.
That's where they fire over there.
Compared to other stuff of the era though, you really probably don't want to be cruising around in this.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So while we're here, do you want to tell us what's happening out the back there?
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, for future.
Down there. Yep.
Yeah. So was that something Holden did? Did they actually, was this a one-time like a one-off or small production type thing, or did they actually, that was something they also did, part of like government contracts or something?
Probably would have been a government contract at the time, yeah.
They had their hand in everything, didn't they?
Sure. Without the Essendon
Mm.
back in the day.
And you were saying it's owned by, privately by someone in Melbourne?
So that was all clean. You know, it's one colour. Here's strip it back and do it again.
I don't know. It would have been a nightmare to transport these. It's like stepping back in time.
It is. It really
Come on. You right?
I'm good.
You don't see craftsmanship like this,
No, not at all. That is unbelievable.
So you're saying these seats are like just a work of art in their own right.
Yeah.
And this was what, public transport, wasn't
Yeah,
it? When they used to care about the public.
that's right. And up here it was all advertising.
Yep.
In those
They still had ads even back then. It was all commercial still.
No, but it would have been smoke ads and
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, all that sort of thing. Yeah, exactly. Oh,
So you're saying this has been restored?
yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I was just saying before, it must be a nightmare to transport these.
Yeah.
Transport tray. How do you even transport a tray? You need a flatbed.
Yeah, that's about it. Actually got a Mac bus up in Queensland.
Yeah.
It's Holden bodied.
Really?
Yeah. But we're trying to find a truck to get it down there. Because he doesn't want to bring it, he wants an enclosed
Yep.
truck.
That's difficult because most of the stuff's for cars.
Yes.
I found out wasn't actually working today and came across just to give us a sort of a more in-depth private tour. Yeah, it was actually really interesting growing up with Holden, but not knowing sort of how they had a piece of the pie a bit everywhere and how they started and whatnot. So appreciate it, Geoff.
That's all right.
Thanks for coming down.
Pleasure.
And yeah, as you would have saw in the last clip, that they're expanding. So once that's done, it's actually going to be quite mega. And I was saying to Geoff, ever since I was a young tacker, I've always come past here, but never popped in. So I highly recommend that you actually take an hour or two, pop in, and especially even if you're just a car enthusiast, but if you're a Holden enthusiast, you won't be disappointed. So thanks again, Geoff.
No worries.
And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Cheers.